Okay, so you keep saying about how we're all in jail. I presume you mean mentally, right? So tell me what you think about what is happening right now in life that makes us all captive to our own selves.
Yeah, but you don't want to hear about religion, right? So it's all connected, because what is religion? Religion basically is old text history that people have recorded in the past for our benefit, like things which have happened in the past, so that actually we can learn from their mistakes and so on, which people have changed. They did, they try to change everything so that there is confusion. I mean, obviously they've been influenced by the enemy of mankind. So yeah, I mean, this is religion, and basically there is something that's stayed untouched, like a text which is actually the only true text which stayed unchanged ever, because the Bible has been tampered with and been changed. That's why you have so much confusion, basically.
Okay, so remember, no religion, no politics. So you say like we are in jail to ourselves, right? Tell me what you mean by that in terms of like society making us do certain things where we feel trapped within ourselves. Explain what you mean by that.
It's all in there. If you read it carefully, you understand what I mean, because I cannot explain without mentioning what what my thoughts are based on, where I'm coming from. Well, how do I know that? I cannot explain without mentioning where I've learned it from, and that's from ancient texts, which is valid. What prophecy is, yeah? So basically we live in a prophecy. Everything that's happening at the moment, it's been prophesied, has been foretold by other men, by other people. So yeah.
So you are a personal trainer, right? I believe that we are doing things in the gym which man was never designed to do. Like, we're not designed to be doing all this motion. As a personal trainer, you're probably going to be biased. But do you think that the everything to do with fitness and gymming is becoming too much, and we're going to end up just fucking up our own postures and stuff just because we always want to have muscles and stuff?
What it is like, imagine having a house without a base, without a basement, without stability, without foundation. That's the word. That's what it is. As most people are building skyscrapers with no foundation, and that's what there's nothing wrong with building a skyscraper as long as you have a foundation, a proper foundation. And that's the difference between vanity and being wise, as far as doing the things you're supposed to do, and doing things for the benefit of your body, and not going into vanity, as far as I'm concerned. Because without wisdom, your body means nothing without wisdom. So if you put everything in the flesh, as it's been prophesied, don't make your flesh an arm, which means don't turn your flesh into an armor. You know what that means?
Kind of. Just elaborate. I kind of get it.
It's just, you invest everything everything into your body, into your physical body, into your flesh. And that's the wrong way around. Because if you're a wise man, you know that bodies are temporary, right? We just live in your body, and you live in your body like in this lifetime, but in the thereafter you receive eternal body. You have eternal body after a certain amount of time, whatever, after you pass away. So
I do believe that you need to get your body fit. You need to be in motion. You need to keep mobile. You need to, keep your muscles strong in order to support the skeleton and whatever. Isn't just doing simple daily activities like walking and lifting up stuff, isn't that enough? Like, do you not think that all this extra weight and tools that we use in the gym, yeah, we're getting muscles, but it's just putting so much pressure on our skeleton?
Let me ask you this. I see you flexing some abs, or showing some abs on the picture. How do you get those abs?
It's all genetics. I don't work out. It's just genes. Yeah. I fast 16 hours a day, so I don't really eat that much.
Okay, so you naturally rip.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, because you mentioned you like to people to refer to you as a mixture of Joe Rogan and someone else. Right? What does that mean?
No. I was just saying imagine Joe Rogan, Russell Brand. So you've got Joe Rogan, creative, active brain, aliens, whatever. Then you've got Russell Brand.
Joe Rogan's got a history of MMA, so you don't do MMA or any of that.
No.
But you like to look like you do sports, and you like to look sexy, basically, and attractive.
That's just a good picture overall. Got a good body shot, a good face shot, good smile. Yeah. It's just a good picture. I've got many other pictures. It's just that was just a good picture.
That's show business. But you have a sportish body. That's what this picture depicts. That you got six-pack, right? That's a symbol of health and being in a good shape, right?
Yeah, I could see. Yeah. It sort of predicts that you look after yourself, basically. Whether I do anything or not, it shows that you look after yourself.
People want six-abs. People dream about getting a six-pack. People want people with other people with six-packs. That's a fact. Like, they're attracted. Like, gay men are attracted to men with six-pack. Women attracted to men with six-packs. You cannot deny that, right?
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, so that's your thing, right? So I mean,
yeah, I suppose when you look at the psychological sides of things, yes, you are correct.
Yeah, but the whole point about being in shape is acquiring and gathering the wisdom that come with it. Usually, people that take steroids or other forbidden stuff, they get in a good shape pretty fast, easy, but they're lacking the wisdom actually because they get everything so easy. It comes so easy. I mean, obviously that's why they're taking those steroids and stuff like that. You agree with that?
Yeah, I can understand your point. Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah, it's true.
So usually when you have to work hard and do sacrifice, and most people don't know what sacrifice means, because when you get things easy, then you don't have to sacrifice, right?
True.
Don't agree. So the whole thing about being and depicting a man in a good shape, being in a good health, is actually the wisdom that comes with getting in a good shape and staying in a good shape and being a good example. to others, right?
It's true. Like when I look for, I like gym girls. So on Tinder, for example, you've got gym girls. Now it's not that because your body's sexy compared to someone else who doesn't. Yeah, you are sexy, the fact that you're slim or whatever. But it's the mindset behind that person who gets up, goes to the gym, sacrifices an hour, eats healthy. It's the mindset and the wisdom of the person who's working the body. It's not just the body. It's like they want to be in shape, they want to be healthy. So you're right. It's the mindset. Not just like the physical body, the wisdom.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have the means to go to the gym for 1 hour every day because, say, for example, you're homeless. So you have to figure out a place to stay, you have to figure out how to eat, especially when you go to the gym. You have to eat right. You cannot eat junk food and get quality workout, whatever. Sacrifice, basically, and you're in a good shape. That's what brings the wisdom actually to trying to prioritize things in life. But if you have everything, like everything's being given to you, you don't have to really put any effort into anything, then yeah, you see what I mean? You
Absolutely.
I mean?
Absolutely. Do you think that food is actually, obviously food is important, like if you eat a load of shit then you're going to feel shit, right? But when people like have specific protein dishes or specific carbohydrate dishes, does it really matter? Can you build muscle as long as you eat healthy and don't eat like kebab and burgers and shit? Does it really matter what you eat?
Oh, you say the word shit. Okay, so let me tell you, if you say something like something like shit, it defiles your body. Like if you say it's already dirty, like it defiles. So that's why we try to, keep clean as much as we can. Our bodies and what we say is very important. But things like that actually invite a good spirit, which is the most important thing. It's not only food, because if the food was the most important thing, then you would have people in a great shape. Everybody's going to be in like great shape, almost that eat good food. But the fact is that not everybody that eats good food is in a good shape, which means that you need more than that. You need that when it comes to God's spirit, which is in all of us basically. But that's something that people don't understand, is that you invite a different spirit. The things you're doing, you invite different spirit to your body. Like, for instance, if you're bad, if you do bad things, you invite the bad spirit, the evil spirit in your body. But if you do good things and you have good intentions, and you're there to try to help people instead of leading them astray, like the wrong direction, that's why your job is very demanding. It's very important, because you will be tempted the whole time to choose something that's going to be profitable, that people would like, but ultimately is going to lead them to the wrong direction. That's show business. Most people in show business have sold their soul. I mean, sold their soul to the devil, of course, because being in show business and choosing the right is not profitable at all, not that profitable. So
when you say they sold their soul to the devil, do you mean that they're willing to do anything to make it, and they don't have their own integrity, their own pride or whatever? They're just, I'll do anything to make me this person.
Some people have literally done it, like sign a real contract, like as far as like making it like official. and stuff. And some people have done it unintentionally, just by doing little favors and just by not speaking the truth, because they've been given an opportunity, they've been given a choice, but they've chosen not to. I mean, I can name a lot of people like Ellen DeGeneres, like other people like that. They've chosen intentionally not to serve the good, and have chosen the evil instead. So
when you say signed a contract with the devil, do you mean signed a contract with like the company, the boss, the network, a big industry, the record label, or do you actually mean like a devil, like with horns and shit like that? Like, define what you mean by devil. 'Cause I get what you're saying, but tell me how you see it.
That's personal. Like, to everybody, he appears like to everybody different. Like, to some people, he appears the same, but like to most people, he would appear in a different form and stuff, because he is a master of disguise. He's a shapeshifter. I mean, I don't want to talk only about him, but that's a fact. Like, okay, I have company, so yeah, I explain, but later. Let's change the subject.
Okay. So yeah, so like obviously food is important, what you put in yourself, but as long as you're eating like not bad food, like as long as it's not bad, does the specifics of whether it's just protein and no carbs, or carbs and a bit of protein, a bit of fruit and veg, is the results ultimately the same as long as it's not bad food?
Okay, so this is the agenda basically. You know everything you do and everything you eat and everything you think, they've been influenced, and there's rarely a person that has pure thoughts that haven't been influenced by society. You know that?
Absolutely.
So the food actually has been modified. Most of the food is not real food that you're eating. Only organic food is like considered real food, basically, still yet. So talking about food, that's a big subject. However, though, I mean, if I want to mention how your food's been processed in your body, that also depends on what spirit lives in your body. You know that, like, if you have evil spirit in you, he will help you. He will help you gain even more, make bigger gains. I've seen black guys in the gym. They don't use steroids. They have bodies of Hercules. They have like bodies like ripped Hercules bodies, right? But they don't know our Savior. They don't know God. I mean, some of them think they do. But that's the agenda. That's the agenda. The evil spirit will help you make gains. He will sustain you. Like a lot of people, they know they're doing wrong, like Harvey Weinstein, whatever. He knows he's doing wrong, but he feels like he can get away, and some power sustains them until shit happens. Like I use the word shit, okay, because there's no other way to describe it. I apologize. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
But until something happens, so it's been said that the spirit will not sustain you. The evil spirit will not sustain you in the last days. The last day meaning that whether it's in the last day of creation or in the last days of your life, like in Epstein's case, Epstein, right?
Yeah.
So the evil spirit sustained him, so he felt invincible until he got in jail. And then the evil one himself, the devil, claimed his soul. He came personally to his jail cell, and he claimed his soul by by forcing him into suicide, or by basically making it look like suicide. But it was the devil himself who created and he orchestrated the whole fiasco.
So what you're saying is that if you do bad things will happen, and if you do good things will happen. And then
I just give you example how the person who was in contract with the devil, I don't know what kind of contract he had, whether it was official or not official, but he had some sort of pact.
What do you mean by official or not official?
Is some people sign with blood. They sign their contract with blood, their own blood. But some people just have verbal contract. Like they think verbal contract is less demanding or less serious. It's not. If you have a pact with him, if you have a pact with the devil, you have a pact with the devil. Don't matter what kind. He'll come to you. He'll come and claim your soul because you basically sign as his. You sign. Put a seal on you. He put a seal on you, like as his. You know what I mean. So he will come and claim your soul at any time, like you don't expect. You might think you got a long time, but this is exactly what's happening. Some people are being missed by the coronavirus, not by coincidence, but if you read again about prophecies, that those who are faithful to God, he personally will tell the devourer. That's what the name they use in the devourer means like the one who devours people.
So basically, if I translate that to how I understand it, is that
the destroyer. They call him the destroyer. The death. He will make the death pass, not devour you, basically.
So if I translate that, it's like if you are a positive, happy person, you have a good immune system, cells get created. So when the flu virus comes, your body has got enough defense to fight it.
That's not enough to be. There are people who think about themselves as positive and not positive. It has to do with being sealed. There's like you don't see it, like it's invisible, but there's actually a seal that they put on you, on your forehead or on you. It's spiritual seal that it's. You okay? You going thirsty?
Yeah, no, I drink a lot of water in a day.
Yeah. So no, literally, if you get baptized, for example, not everywhere, because most places are fake. But the meaning of the real baptism is actually you receive a mark on you, which is like a seal that God claims you as one of His. That's the whole purpose of baptism.
So this devil stuff, is that anything to do with the Illuminati?
It's real. Yeah.
No, but is it to do with the Illuminati? Do you know what that is?
Is it? Yeah, of course. Everything is an agenda. They create stuff like CERN. And, you know CERN, right?
CERN?
Yeah, in Switzerland.
No.
Okay, CERN is a collision divider. Where the scientists, they make it look like they're performing they're trying to discover how the Big Bang, the Big Bang happened. So they try to recreate that, but that's just a facade. That's just that's what they're saying they're doing. But what they're actually doing is imagine you block people on Facebook. Imagine. You block people on Facebook. You have, right?
Yeah, in the past, yeah.
This is what God has done. He blocked Satan and demons on earth, and he cast them into a pit, basically. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to unblock all these demons, and they're doing it. And they've done it. And this is what the viruses and all that stuff. You heard about stuff being defrosted in the ice in the Antarctica and Arctics in the North Pole, right? You've heard about the ice melting, right?
Oh yeah.
And you know that when the ice melts, they can find all kinds of stuff like viruses.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So this is another agenda. They are blocking bad stuff. This is what's happening, and they've done it so far. And why do you think there's so much increase in diabetes? Why do you think there's so much increase in every illness? It's because of that. It's because of the agenda. And now what they're doing, their final agenda, Illuminati or whatever you want to call them, is to put a mark on you, 666, and to force you. Basically, they're going to force you to accept the microchip. You know why? Do you know why? Do you know why they're going to force? Because you're not going to be able to go to the supermarket and buy food, for example. So they're going to force. You still can say no, but you're going to starve. So basically, what they're going to say now with the virus is on the money. They're going to say the money contained the virus. So that's how the money not going to be any good anymore soon, because they say it helps to spread the virus, which is true. Can you imagine how many people touch those coins?
It's very true.
And when you go to the supermarket, some Chinese man just paid with those coins, and you get those coins and you put them in your pocket. Well, guess what? Just put coronavirus in your pocket.
It makes sense what you're saying.
But they don't know yet. And this is me basically prophesying again. But my prophecy is based on other people's prophecy. And you can read those other people's prophecies in the Book of Mormon. Actually, we'll tell you straight, because the Bible is correct, but the Book of Mormon is the most correct book on earth. So if you read that, you see where I'm coming from with my conclusions. But God help me make those conclusions, myself. And this is what's going to happen. They're going to say, whoop, you cannot use currency, you cannot use money anymore. I don't know how soon it's going to happen. It's going to happen soon. So you're going to use your contactless, but they're going to say, oh, it's still risky. It's still this and that. So the best way is really if you have it on you. in you.
No, I get exactly what you're saying.
And once you have it in you, all they have to do is change the number 847 to 666, for example. And you say, oops, we had to do it. We had reasons. We had our own reasons to do it.
I've got a question.
Your PIN card, your bank code. If you lost your bank code, well, this is the only available PIN we've got, 666. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Some
girls are stalking me.
you know how we spoke about, we spoke the other day about Madonna. Do you want to speak about any of that at all?
Okay, so I'm gonna get a little bit sentimental, obviously, and if I might start crying, because I just have to. I just warn you, because.
Well, stop if you want to stop.
No. I don't cry that easy, but it might happen. It might not happen, but it might happen, because I feel like, in the movies, you're watching a good movie, right? And in the movies, miracles happen just before the person dies, and makes you cry, doesn't it? Like, the person has tried really hard all their life, and now they've got this disease, incurable disease, and they're dying. And in the last moment before they're dying, you see things are happening, and they're like, they got all the money in the world, they got everything they wish for. They lived all their life as a peasant. They lived all their life as a homeless person, right? And they're getting everything they dream for, everything they want, all the money in the world, and they're dying. And this is what's happening. I don't know why. I don't know. I cannot explain the drama why it has to be like that. Because you would think that God loves you. I call him Heavenly Father. So he will give you all that stuff, and you don't have to suffer in your lifetime. But this is supposedly suffering suffering is necessary to gain the wisdom. I don't know if you know that. Like in martial arts, you have to do all the nasty things. Like you put yourself through all sorts of nasty things just to get your spirit strong and your body strong, right? You heard about that or not?
I understand everything you're saying, yeah.
You have a little bit of background in martial arts, I can tell. You've done a little bit of taekwondo or something, right?
So my dad used to be a boxer, so I've grown up boxing and boxing my friends and my dad and stuff. But yeah, I understand the discipline and that type of stuff, and like just keeping an eye on your person and sort of predicting where it's going to go, that type of stuff. Yeah.
Well, I don't know why is that, but Heavenly Father is not going to give you all that stuff if you're not willing to suffer for it. And this is the dealio. This is the dealio, mano. If you want it, if you don't want it, that's fine. But if you want it, that's how it is. And I know you're suffering at the moment having to listen to me, because sometimes I'm having a hard time listening to myself.
No, I enjoy listening to you.
No, but it's true. Come on.
I understand.
Don't give me that, because I know you, and you'd rather talk to a nice girl with big boobies and
Actually, no, because they wouldn't give me an interesting conversation like you are. So actually, you're wrong.
Some of them, they got things to say, but especially like I've got an accent. I mean, come on, like the accent must make you feel a little bit unease,
No, because I used to work at Nando's, and they're all Europeans. You've got Polish, Russian, Romanian, Bulgarian. So I'm used to different accents and following different accents. So no problem at all.
I don't sound like Bulgarian, do I?
No. But yeah, I'm used to listening to like all my friends. They're all like European, so they're all accented. So it's just normal to me.
Let me give you the story. So yesterday I got a call from someone who actually offered to publish my story. I don't know what type of connections he's got. He says he's capable. So he's capable as far as I can mean, like publishing the story in the main major magazine or something. Because I have the story published, because usually when I tell people that I'm the real father of Madonna's children, they think I'm, straight nuts. They think I'm crazy. No, it's true. So sometimes what I would do, because I don't want to put them off, I don't want to put off conversation, right? I tell someone else. I speak in like third persons, like about someone else, and then I might not break it to them at the end, but I just wait until I get to that point of the conversation. Because if I tell people straight who I am, I'm the father of Madonna's children, Rocco and Lourdes. Guess what? Some people ask me, which children? Like, she's got 5 children. She's got 6 children, and well, how can I be the father of the black kids? I mean, come on, people. I mean, it's like obvious with children, like I'm talking about. So some people I'm just sharing something funny. This is supposed to be funny, but he's like calling me, give me a call from Texas, and he's like, I saw your page. I want to be, help, stuff like that. And I'm like, it's fine. I got in, like, I'm supposed to speak to him at 7 o'clock this evening. And he might not have one. I don't know, right? But my story is like, it actually needs to be written than actually be told, because I'm not that, it might take longer to explain, and always like, because if I tell you one thing, you want to ask me about why, but then I have to explain another thing.
Do it. I've got all day. Do it.
When it's written, I'll do it. We'll see how far we can go. We can go, but I'll go as far as we can. But it's not a rabbit hole. It might sound like because there's a lot of things to explain, explain this, explain that. But that's the whole wisdom. The whole wisdom is in those little things. Like, well, how do you learn this? Or how do you learn about that? Well, you got to hear the story, you know, like, and I tell you the story as fast as I can. But sometimes people don't have patience. They don't have the time to listen to but I think that once people find out who I am, they would listen to the whole story. You know why?
Why?
Because they're going to try to find some fault. That's what people are doing. That's always looking for a fault, to find fault in people. Try to find fake stuff. I don't mind at all. As long as the girl's not you know, give me a hard time, because sometimes they stuck in you. I don't know why. I have no, I'm joking. You know, I'm fending off girls by wearing a beard. You know what I mean? Like, this is my disguise.
So
if I shave off, I look like you a little bit, and that will attract people.
So
girls.
So are you the father of Madonna's children? Like, I'm a bit confused. Are
Yes.
you or not?
Yeah. You know what? I actually have the story, short version of the story, published in a Bulgarian newspaper, and I show it to you. But you cannot get obviously the whole story from it. But it's been published. So
So I've got a question. As you said, if the 5 children are black and you're clearly not black, how is it possible? Explain.
Obviously, they've been adopted. The kids I'm not talking about, the ones that have been adopted. She went to Malawi to adopt the kids, obviously. So, yeah. But the whole story is like actually going back to Hollywood, where like most people don't associate. They don't actually think of me as like part of Hollywood. But long time ago, I was a part of Hollywood, believe me.
Tell me, I'm interested. Tell me the story.
It's a small part. No, I wasn't a big part, but I was a small part. See, so I get distracted when there's like attractive people around me. I'm joking. So I'll tell you the short story, the short version, and you can ask me. Long time ago, I was married. I was married to a girl, a woman, which was she was working for MAC Cosmetics. You know the company MAC Cosmetics?
Yeah.
So she was actually the manager of MAC Cosmetics in England. That means. So I helped opening MAC Cosmetics in Harvey Nichols. That was the first. I wasn't actually involved with that as much as King's Road. I don't know if you know King's Road. That was the second. I'm talking about like 30 years ago. There was MAC Cosmetics. It's still there. The shop is still there. MAC Cosmetics. So the shop was actually raided by squatters. There were squatters. So it's helping the MAC Cosmetics get rid of the squatters. And they opened the second store there. So me and her, we hooked up. We got kids. Moved to Hollywood, basically, because that's where she come from. So that's where my twin girls were born, and we had a son by then. And I live in Hollywood at that time. Okay, so in Hollywood, I met all sorts of interesting people, and one day I was in a supermarket, there was a woman. She's older than me. And I started chatting with her. I was smoking weed at the time. So I was like, okay, well, she doesn't look, she looks quite attractive. So I started chatting with her. So she was like hooked. She was hooked. So she was like, okay, well, do you want to come to my house? Basically, so I didn't know what I was doing, where I was going. So I went to her house. So in her house, obviously, she tried to hook up with me. I didn't see nothing wrong with that. I said, look, I don't mind. She was a bit older, but I don't mind. So, but then she told me that she worked for Madonna. And I'll tell you her name if you want to hear. It's part of the story, basically.
Do it. Do whatever. You're free to say what you want.
Yeah. Well, she's very famous, but not as famous as Madonna. But in Hollywood, she's very famous, and it's one of the smartest, wisest people I've ever met. But probably in witchcraft, I'm not sure. I cannot say 100% sure, but her name is Marlene Stewart. Okay, so
Marlene Stewart. I have heard of that name.
Marlene Stewart. Well, I hope the audience enjoyed the strip show. Yeah, like stripper. Like I invited the Chippendales, Dream Boys, more like. No,
it's a live performance.
I was in Dream Boys a long time ago. You know that. I was in when Princess Diana was around. I was in Dream Boys as second division, not in the main division. There's like a two. Basically, I was just like a spare stripper for the Dream Boys. But I've met Princess Diana. What I mean, that's a lot. I had a body and the looks. That's what I mean. You know
anyway, but back to the topic. Right. So Marlene.
Me and Marlene Stewart, we started seeing each other. So then she tells me, well, you were actually a messenger for Madonna. Do you understand that? You know, I understand what that means. A messenger for Madonna. I didn't know what that means at the time, and I still don't know what it means. But messenger means someone special, basically. So, that's all right. We're all gonna die.
Okay, so
messenger means like someone who's bringing important stuff to people, basically, you know, like special mission, person with a mission. Well,
hang on, stop.
I didn't even find attractive. I didn't find Madonna attractive. I didn't think of her as attractive. I wasn't attracted to women, like strippers, hookers, models, that kind of girls. I was a model kind of like / stripper at the time. So I was attracted to that kind of people, you know. And when she told me that, I didn't think much of it. But later, what happened is, well, to cut the long story short, I can get into the story, but cut the long story short, she got
get into the story. We've got all day. There's no time limit. We just stop when we want to stop.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you the main things. Okay, and you ask me questions wherever I need it. Okay, so she got my sperm basically in her apartment, which is located in Havenhurst in Hollywood. And I didn't know everything at the time. But what happened is she did it in a very particular way, like as a godmother of the children, because she's the godmother of Rocco and Lourdes. They might not know about that, but my sperm.
Hang on, stop. It's a bad connection. Stop for 1 sec. It's a bad connection. Hang on.
Okay. So
don't say anything. Hang on. Wait. Say the last 10 seconds again. It was a bad connection.
Yeah. Okay, so my sperm, yeah, You follow? Yeah.
Yes, I know what sperm is.
Okay. My sperm was inside Marlene Stewart's vagina first, before it was artificially inseminated in Madonna's vagina, or if you want to call it like that. So do you follow? You follow? Okay.
Yep, so far.
It sounds complicated, but that's a Hollywood story. Don't forget, Hollywood stories are complicated, and that's the real story. So my sperm was frozen until Madonna was ready to have children, because she had to get in shape. At the time when everything was happening, I was in a hot mess. Madonna's life wasn't perfect either. She wasn't in such a great shape, if you want to put it, because when Madonna gave birth to the daughter, she was in a great shape, mint condition. She had to get into that condition to give birth, especially. So everything was planned. Everything was planned. So at the time, at that particular time, I was in jail. I had done some stuff, and I'd broken my probation. Yeah, back then I was a bad boy, and I broke the law in daily basis, basically, and I did things that put me in jail for a long time. So I was going through a divorce with my ex-wife, the woman I just mentioned.
Mylene.
Three kids. No, I was married to the manager of MAC Cosmetics.
Okay,
remember?
so yeah.
So I have 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy, a dog, a house, cars, whatever, and I was going through divorce, so I had to walk out on that, and I ended up going to jail doing time. So Madonna, she knew, well, she didn't, I don't know how much she knew, but she knew something was going to happen, because I wasn't going to go away that easy. I used to be, I wasn't the guy that would just go away easy. I'll just go away. And it was very hard to walk away from the house, from my kids, from my dog, and that stuff. So I got into trouble a few times with police. So then I was put on probation, and I had to, the probation, I violated my probation. What happened? Oh, it's a long story. I got arrested in Vegas with a stolen vehicle. I ended up going to jail. I got away with that, but they got me on other charges.
So let's stick to the topic. So you were seeing the Mylene person.
Good. It's good. I like that. You following.
Yeah. So you haven't you're seeing the Mylene person. What was her name? Mylene.
Marlene Stewart.
Right. So you were seeing Marlene Stewart. You had sex with Marlene Stewart. Your cum was in Marlene Stewart's pussy.
Okay.
Right.
So Marlene Stewart's got a studio. Like, she's a designer. She's a professional designer for. Just one sec. I gotta close the door. One sec. Okay, so Marlene.
Okay, so Marlene Stewart, you had sex with Marlene Stewart. Madonna took your sperm from Marlene Stewart's vagina, froze it until she was ready to have the child or the children. Yeah.
Yeah. So Marlene Stewart has done movies like Die Hard and The Terminator. So she worked with big stars like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Will Smith. So one day she's telling me, okay, you got to come to my studio, and I'm going to put you in you get a part in the movie. Because I was like broke. I was going through all that stuff, divorce and stuff. So I went to the studio. It was her birthday. Okay. So I went to the studio, and she gave me a suit. I was supposed to try the suit on me. And I was going to meet Will Smith. and I was going to be together with him in the movie Enemy of the State, something like that. The movie's name was Enemy of the State, and I got nervous. I was doing coke at the time, so I went to the parking lot. I got little, a score from my dealer, and did a little bit of coke on the parking lot. I got myself into a car crash accident, so I couldn't make it back to the studio. I missed her birthday party, and she was mad at me. And you can imagine, like, I let her down basically. Since that day, I've communicated with her only through Skype or through on the phone. She didn't want to see me no more because obviously. You know what I mean?
Okay, wait. So Madonna has access to your sperm. She freezes it. She chooses to have a kid. This person, the son or the daughter, where is that son or daughter now? Were they adopted? Where was your child?
So what I'm explaining to you, that Marlene Stewart is the person in Hollywood who connects other people with people, as far as movies, like as far as design, as far as costume design. She's the man. So she connects, so she knows who's made for who. So she told Madonna, well, there's this guy, he's a hot mess, whatever, but he's the guy for you. Because she's looking for a kid. I don't know if you know anything about the story. Madonna was paying Dennis Rodman a lot of money to have his baby. I don't know if you know.
Nice.
So well, that's official. It's official. Those are the kind of things you can read about. I mean, at that particular time, she was looking for a sperm donor, basically. So at that particular moment, I was probably nothing. I can speculate. I don't know, because you have to hear it from her.
So this was about 30 years ago, right? About 30 years ago.
You have to hear the whole story from her. I can speculate. I can speculate her part of the story. But at that particular time, as far as she's concerned, I was a guy like a sperm donor.
So what happened to your daughter? Like, she's going to be 30 years old now. Was she adopted?
My own children from my previous.
No. Madonna. Okay, your child with Madonna. Where is that person? If it's about 30 years ago, she'll be 30 years old now.
No. I moved to Hollywood 30 years ago, but after I got in jail. And all that time, we're talking about 20-something years old, 20 years old, yeah. So she is like 20-something years old. Lola, are you talking about Madonna's first daughter, Lourdes? I'm trying. Because, okay, so basically, Madonna had to create the whole story behind. She has to create the whole media report, basically, because people are going to want to know, who's the father, who's the father of, So she created that whole thing, the whole story behind with Carlos Leon. You know Carlos Leon? Have you heard about him? He's like a model / personal trainer, Mexican dude.
So basically, this daughter, who's about 25 years old, roughly, called Lourdes, you are the father to that child.
Yes. So she creates that whole story behind that, is telling the media and people that Carlos Leon is the real father, when it's me. You follow me?
And that 25-year-old girl now, where does she live? What country is she in?
Oh, she's everywhere, man. She's famous. You never heard about her?
What's her name?
Lourdes Leon. That's her last name. Leon. That's her like official father's name.
Lourdes Leon is the person, and does she know
Yes.
that you are her dad? Have you met her before?
She's big, man. She's big. No. I don't know. I don't think so. My
So does she
son,
still believe that? Does she still believe that the guy who Madonna said was the father isn't actually her dad? Does she know that you are actually her father?
probably she does, because Madonna, she thought she didn't want to tell the real story, obviously, because she would create a lot of questions and confusion for everybody.
Is it publicly known that Madonna has this daughter, apart from her 5 black children?
Of course, yeah, she's famous, man. She's famous like Paris Hilton. She's bigger than Paris Hilton.
I'll have to Google her.
No.
I've not heard of her.
So the story is like this: that I've met my son, Rocco Ritchie. Well, Madonna had to create another story about, like, she's telling that my son and my daughter got different fathers, but in actual reality, I'm the real father. They got the same father. You follow?
So basically, your ex-wife, okay, and you.
No,
have
forget about my
children.
ex-wife. We're not talking about my ex-wife, right? We're talking about Madonna, right?
But I'm saying you've got 3 children with your ex-wife and 1 with Madonna.
Yeah. But we forget about my children with my ex-wife. We don't want to get those confused.
I'm just trying to understand in my mind the pattern of the story. So one
That's
child,
what I'm saying.
You've got 4 in total.
Yeah, just forget about my ex-wife and my kids. I've been trying to forget about them my whole life. Well, basically, I still pray for them every day, but literally in myself, I had to forget about them, because if I go back to them, that means I have no chance of meeting my real kids with Madonna. You follow me?
Absolutely.
So I have to choose. That's not.
Well, and when you say real kids with Madonna, you've only got 1 or 2?
Two.
A daughter and a boy?
A son, yeah.
Is the boy famous?
Well, he's famous in England. I mean,
hang on, stop talking. The camera's frozen. Hang on. The camera's frozen. Wait a sec. Stop. Okay, say that last bit.
Because everybody thinks that my daughter is going to be the next Madonna, basically, you know. Because if something happens to Madonna, then people are going to want to see her daughter, right? So obviously she's famous.
So the son of you and Madonna, what's his name?
Rocco Ritchie.
And he's famous in England.
Okay, so his dad is official dad, yeah. He's famous. He's a movie director in London. So his name is Guy Ritchie, okay? Guy Ritchie is behind Smoking Barrel, like movies like that. I don't know if you heard about it.
So just to confirm, okay, Guy Ritchie is the public father of Rocco Ritchie.
He's the public figure.
But you are the blood DNA father of Rocco Ritchie.
I'm the sperm donor, if you want to put it like that. But everything had to be created in a certain way, obviously, for the public to buy into it. Because
why did she not just have a kid with, for example, Guy Ritchie and the other person? Why did she can she not have kids? Like, is that the reason?
No, because people, if they find out who I am, like some Bulgarian Brexit germ donor or whatever, like they, like a Brexit element or whatever, like a Bulgarian germ Brexit element, whatever. They would just like poke fun out of the kids, and they would
but what I'm saying is, like 30 years ago, why could you not just find somebody and have a father with them? Why would you have to go through like the sperm donation process, like you, for example?
Oh, why she chose me?
No. Why did she choose, for example, to have a sperm donor with you? Why couldn't she just have sex with a guy?
Hold on. Why she chose me, I don't know. But she had to create everything else based on the fact that she chose me as a sperm donor, as a father. You follow that?
Yeah. So basically,
Yeah.
can you shush? Basically, hang on. So can she not have kids?
Sorry?
Can she not have kids, Madonna?
What do you mean, like?
Like she's obviously adopted 5 people. Actually,
Yeah.
no, I'm getting confused. Basically, I don't understand why she would choose to go to a sperm donor as opposed to just some person. Like, doesn't make sense.
Okay, well, why she chose me? Your question is why she chose me. I don't know why she chose me, but why she didn't make our relationship official is your question. Is because my life is still out of order. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm in a freaking hostel at the moment. This is not my house. I'm freaking homeless, basically. You know, I've got a place somewhere in Bulgaria or whatever, which is like my mum's house, whatever. But forget about it. Here, I don't own nothing. So my life is a pretty much a big mess. So imagine people find out who I am right now at this moment. What's going to happen? I mean, imagine the kids being young at school. What's going to happen? They're going to bully them. They're going to poke fun at them. You know, all that stuff. Imagine what kind of names they're going to call them. So for them, it's better to live in that kind of reality, to think of themselves as like respected, like think of their fathers as being respected. Because I got addictions, man. I'm still battling with, some of it. But I used to have like some serious, hold on. Someone was making noise here. I'll be like, I have to wait a little bit. So just give me a sec, all right? Because I have to wait for this person, because they're waiting. Yeah. All right. So I had some serious, besides my divorce, right? I'll tell you I had alcohol addictions, I had drug addictions, I had porn, all sorts of addictions. I nearly died a few times. I ended up doing time in jail. So what kind of person would want to make their relationship official, like with me? Well, until I managed to get a grip, until I managed to sort out my addictions.
But that's the thing, right? Yeah. You say relationship, meaning like you're emotionally, spiritually connected to someone. Apart from like a sperm donor, there's no connection to the person. Yeah. So you can't be in a relationship with a sperm donor as such. Yeah. So
I know what you're saying, but let me say this. Okay, you know how many talented, I would say the most talented, the smartest people, the wisest people are in the grip of addiction. Do you know that or not?
I agree. I can understand. Yeah.
The dumbest idiots, they got no problems. They got jobs. They're public figures. The wisest men, the strongest, the most clever, talented people are riddled with addictions. Is there a coincidence in that or not? No, I tell you, there's no coincidence. You know why? Because they've been attacked they've been forced, they've been put extra attack on them by all sorts of unseen spirits, power. And, most of them, they give in. That's how the human nature is weak. But let me get back to the story. Okay, so she had to wait, or she's still waiting for me to come up, man. You know what she told me? Talking about Madonna.
When did she tell you?
No, but years ago. But I'll go back to that. It doesn't matter. Her words are eternal. What she says to me is eternal. It doesn't matter when. If she told me that yesterday or years ago, when she says something, she means it. She's like Heavenly Father. She's like God. She means what she said. So she said to me, when you start flying, I asked her, so when we gonna be together? When we can hook up and be together? She told me, well, when you start flying. And she mean it, like when I not start flying to the States or to Bulgaria or whatever. When I come up, man, I have to come up. And I'm talking about we have to come up. you and me, because you have to come up as well. You know
So
what I mean?
the question I have now is,
What you're trying to do is you're trying to come up. What you're doing at the moment, you're in the hope by doing this interview, you will come up in some way. You know, that's the whole purpose of this conversation. The whole meaning is like for you to come up, for me to come up, for everybody to come up. People, well, guess what? The first 10 people who are watching this interview, I'll give them like my first million. I'll share with them, and they're gonna come up. We all have to come up, but you know how much money this story is going to be worth one day.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be a lot.
In this interview, I'll give them like my first million. I'll share with them, and they're gonna come up. We all have to come up, but you know how much money this story is going to be worth one day.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be a lot.
Millions, because this is like a classic. Imagine people find out, and people are going to want to see the movie. They're going to want to see the movie, right? Because if I tell you the story and if you read the book, yeah, it's fine. But this book is going to be a movie one day, major movie.
So how many
Madonna
times have you met Madonna? How many times have you been like in company with Madonna?
I can't tell you. I'm aware of that. I've been with her a few times, but I can't tell you how many times I've been with her for real, straight, because she would play tricks the whole time. And she would come in disguise. That's Madonna, man. Talking about
so she took your sperm from Mylene. So I'm thinking, well, if you are with her quite often, then why didn't you not just have sex? But you're saying you were only with her for a few times, like say 3, 4, whatever. So was that before or after? Were you with her 4 times and then the sperm situation, or was it sperm situation and then
let me say,
with her?
Let me answer. Yeah, I follow you. I'm not the one that writing the script, basically. You know, I'm not the one that's saying what's happening. I don't know who's writing the script. I would imagine Marlene Stewart has a lot to say, and Madonna, of course, what's going on. I'm just taking a part in a big project like life. Life is a big project. We take part. Someone else is our manager. I'm learning how to be a part, play along, basically, and do my part the best that I can. And I'm not perfect. I tell you, I'm still weak. I still got like maybe one small issue, whatever. But I'm saying that I've got rid of my whole big issues. Hopefully not too late, because you know how, as I mentioned, just before we die, we get rid of all our addictions and we get all the money in the world, and then we have to die. But I'm saying that Madonna is more aware of what's going on than me. I'll tell you why. I was thinking the whole time that when I meet my son, like, I meet him in person, there's no coincidence. And I met my son on the street. That's my whole purpose. My whole purpose to come to London is actually to meet my kids. And my whole thing in my head was, okay, well, when I meet my kid, he will recognize me. There is no chance that he won't recognize his own father, because I look like him, I talk like him, and I'm him, basically. He's me. But I tell you what, that's not the case. You know why? Because you believe that you are who you are from what your parents have told you. That's what happened. That's the issue. So, despite I can see my bone structure and my face and everything look like him, obviously there's a little bit different. I mean, because Madonna, Madonna's got big chin, obviously, yeah. I don't know if you look at her old pictures, she's got her jaw is like this. My jaw is like normal jaw. You and I, we have like, but Madonna jaw is like this. No, it's true, it's true. Also, if you look at her nose, Madonna's nose is, I don't know if you can see, you've seen it. Madonna's nose is like this a little bit. You see that?
Yeah.
Our noses, I see you got similar nose like me. Our nose is a little bit like this, right? So that's part of the reason why I'm sure she chose me, because of one thing is brains, the second thing comes nose. I mean, the nose is like one of the most important things. I don't know if you know, but that's why you have all people having a plastic surgery and all that, because they don't like their nose. They don't like the shape of their nose. Once you change, the plastic surgery just takes away your personality. You know that. You become someone else. That's why people should avoid plastic surgery in general. But go back to the subject. I meet my son and I tell him, Rock. And this is probably one of the hardest moments in my life, the heartbreaking. And I tell him who I am. I introduce myself. I tell him, look, I am your biological father. Well, guess what? He's like, I don't know you. He's like, you smoke? Oh, he asked me if I smoke crack. No, he did. Yes, that's normal. Yeah. So I got, I didn't shake his hand, but I put my hand next to his hand. You see, got identical hands. Because like I'm a larger person, but I got smaller hands. So he's got my smaller bone structure, but he doesn't see, obviously, you know. So if I had money at the time, I don't know what I'd probably offer at the moment. If I see him, I offer him DNA test. I offer him all the money I've got. I'm ready to pay. If someone is watching right now and they approach Rocco and tell him this guy is ready to pay $3,000, I'll pay him that's all the money I've got. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I got like a universal credit, so I got $3,000 at the moment, and I'll pay him because I know he's struggling for money as well. His dad is famous, but he doesn't pay him. Like I don't know where he's getting his money from, but it's also like his mum, Donna, doesn't give him money as well. But I'll pay him $3,000 at the moment if he takes the DNA test. That's how much positive. I give him my last money if he takes that DNA test, and I'm there. I'm ready to do it. I've got the money. I pay. You know, $3,000 is not a lot of money. But $3,000 is $3,000, hey? You know, you can have a night out and go to Annabelle's. You know Annabelle's?
Probably a club or something.
Yeah, Mayfair, you know, and have champagne or whatever one night. Yeah, we all done it. Yeah, but I'm saying $3,000 is $3,000, like a DNA test. It's just pee, or I don't know how you take the DNA test. Yeah. So I'm ready. I've got the money. I can do it. I'm not flaking here. So he never heard about. He thinks Guy Ritchie is his real father. So that was heartbreaking because I don't know if I ever gonna see him. And he's saying things like, he smoked crack, yeah, you know. And I was like going through a hard time. Imagine all my life. I've been praying to God as a Heavenly Father. Please let know my son. I think about him every night. And I mean it. I pray for my kids every night. And he tell me, oh, you smoke crack, bro. And I'm like, okay, smoke crack. Yeah, I have. Yeah, which I'm not going to lie. Yeah. But, you know, and you know, on actually what happened is I was going to get into a fight with one of his mates because they thought I was trying to con him out of his money. I'm not. He thought I was a homeless man trying to get money from him or something. So he was with couple of black guys, and they were trying to have. It was actually on Halloween night. I met him on Halloween night. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's mad, bro. Mad. Imagine meeting your kid on Halloween night and telling him a horror story, basically. It's like I look like coming out from a horror movie, telling him I'm the, his real father on the street with the homeless people. Yeah. So his mates are trying, like, gonna fight with me, and at this point I wasn't gonna fight back. I was gonna let them kick me, but they didn't kick me. But I was gonna let them kick me because I'm a good fighter. I fight. I fought MMA and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not famous. I'm not big because I haven't won any big competitions or anything like that. But I have fought in my life. I fought competitions, boxing, kickboxing, karate, grappling, whatever. But I'm saying I wasn't gonna but I let them, let it happen. And to get back on the main story, Marlene Stewart actually, Marlene Stewart, Debbie Mazar. That's another figure. There's three figures, basically. God the Father, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Ghost. And there's three figures in Hollywood. Marlene Stewart, Madonna, and Debbie Mazar.
Debbie Mazar.
You might never heard about her, but
No.
that's Madonna's best mate. So Marlene Stewart is more like God the Father. She's the one that's orchestrating the whole thing, the whole fiasco. But Debbie is her soulmate, Madonna's best friend. So, but they don't mix together too often, They got separate lives now. She's married, whatever. But in the beginning, that's where they come from. They were together in the beginning. From the beginning together, they become famous together. Madonna became famous. So they decide a lot about what's happening. And they're waiting for me. They're waiting for me to come up. Maybe very hard to believe, but they're waiting for you to call me, for me to tell you my story, and for someone to listen to our story and get involved so that we all may come up and we can actually turn into stars overnight. We can turn into stars at this particular moment if the right person is watching.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
So, have you seen Wayne's World? That sort of thing. They do broadcast. They do broadcast. Yeah. So the right person is watching, and they go to them and they give them a contract. This is how things happen. And this is the way more exciting way for us to come up than for me to write a book, to get it published and stuff like that. So, but who knows what's going to happen? And I'm ready to go all the way. You know what I mean? I'm ready to go to court and prove who I am. That's how certain I am. So if you got the money, yeah, if you say, for instance, you got 10 grand, yeah, because I'm saying 10 grand because 10 grand is like what solicitors might charge you. For them, 10 grand is like, okay, give me the money. We go to court. We start the procedure. That's how it's done. I don't have 10 grand. I got 3. If you got 7 grand, we can top up together and pay the solicitor. And by tomorrow, in the papers, you see our names. 2 nutcases are filing a low case against Madonna. Well, I don't care. You know what I mean? As long as don't matter how we're gonna come up. As long as we come up. Like, have you read the newspapers about what's his name? King. Do you remember the Salisbury Novichok case?
Yeah.
Novichok? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this is how the story goes. The king, I forgot his first name, and his girlfriend, a Russian bimbo. Yeah. You know this story or not?
No. But I'm listening.
The Russian bimbo and King, he's like a player, right? He's like a big player, or whatever. He's selling a lot of coke to influence people. He goes to the same restaurant. I was going to say night spot. It's not a night spot. It's a restaurant where the Russian spy and his daughter were poisoned. Remember?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
They were poisoned. So they go to the same spot and they fake a poisoning, like a Novichok poisoning. Didn't read that? It was on the paper. You know why they faked? You know why they faked? You know, obviously, because it happened days, a week later, right? After the original poisoning. You know why they did that?
No.
So they can actually become famous.
I don't know that story, so I'm going to have to just take your word.
It's a real story. King and his girlfriend, they faked poisoning. Imagine going to the restaurant and reenacting what happened a week earlier with Spy and his daughter. Yeah, they're reenacting, so they're taken to a hospital. They know they're gonna make it to the newspapers. That the Evening Standard is gonna publish their story, and they did that purely for kicks, for to become famous. I tell you, that's how desperate people were to become famous. But I'm not like them. I thought of it for a moment of, okay, well, I'll just go there and I'll just pretend to be like a Sturgis. What's her name? Finding the perfume in the rubbish. And I'm the next homeless man finding the perfume in the rubbish. And if they find out who I am, then I'll tell them I'm the real father of Madonna's children. Because people are gonna start digging into my story, right? But then I thought, oh, that's the wrong way. That's the wrong way to go about it. I thought about it. I thought, I don't mind. But that's a little bit too far. I think it's a little bit too far. But to prove that I'm the real father, I'm actually willing to go to court if I have to. I wouldn't think that's pleasant, for anyone. For Madonna in particular, she might enjoy it because it's still like exposure. It's just people or stars, anyone would die for exposure. I mean, she's got enough exposure, but what's enough? Like, exposure could never be enough. You agree with that or not?
Yeah, so there's no such thing as bad press. It's just keeping your name alive.
Yes. As long as you're good cause, you're doing it for a good cause and you're a good person, exposure is not a bad thing. And I'm sure like a lot of things will come up in my history. Maybe that's a good thing that I didn't become famous straight away, because there's a lot of these women that will come up and say, well, he did that to me. It happens to everybody, right? So it's going to happen. Definitely it's going to happen. But some of them might not be a lot around until that time. Who knows? But I'm hoping I'm going to be left alone and I'm not going to be bothered by anyone. But I have done things in the past that people could, if they see opportunity, like I'm got money, like as soon as I get the money, obviously from the movie or whatever, there will be a gold diggers, and they're gonna say, oh, he raped me, he did that to me, so they can make money, and that's inevitable. That's gonna happen. But I'm hoping. But the more time goes by, the less of a credibility their story gonna. I think there's the less of a chance that they're gonna get to my money. But I don't have money, but I'm just speculating,
I understand exactly what you're saying.
But to go back in the real story, the real story is that Madonna created all this Truman's world basically for herself. She's always done that, but people were too ignorant to. They believe everything they read in the newspaper, but she had to protect the kids, and she had to protect herself, obviously, by creating this reality, by hiring the best. She always, Madonna, she always hired the best people, and she paid enormous amount of money, like to Guy Ritchie, to Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen to this. You might find this amusing. This story. Okay. So Madonna would record me, like you recording now. Maybe we're recording this. So she would record what I'm doing in private, or she have someone to record and someone to follow me, whatever. And then she's watching and she's finding all these things hilarious, like some of the things that I've done, I'm not proud of. And obviously, I find them quite embarrassing myself. But that's how people watching, they'll find them funny. You know how it is, like you don't find yourself funny, but you find other people watching other people funny, right? So sorry for interrupting. I just had this thought, this video I watched a while ago. I say don't matter how long ago, but there was this journalist. I forgot his name. I just wanted to mention this story quick before I get back to that. His name I forgot, but he was mixing with the Rockefellers. This journalist, he's like a likable guy. I won't say like me, but he's someone who hang out with famous people, and he used to be like a socialite, hang out with the Rockefellers. So when Rockefeller and this journalist were on private, together hanging out, Rockefeller actually told him a lot of things about the agenda of the Illuminati, because Rockefeller is the Illuminati, right? You know that? I do. You don't know. Okay.
So I understand all that, yeah.
This journalist was the first person. He was a whistleblower, like Snowden. He told people, this is what Rockefeller told me. And he was just basically told him, this was going to happen. We're going to try to exterminate a lot of people in some way, like this disease or something. Yeah. But back then it was sound so incredible and stuff like that. So we're going to make all these people impose our rules with the banks and then, this stuff. He told, if you check out his interview, which is still there, you would see he's predicting everything what's going to happen. Because Rockefeller told him, but no one checks this kind of stuff. Only me checking the Hampstead Heat scandal. You know Hampstead Heat scandal?
No.
Hampstead Heath, the church of the devil, the two little girl and a boy, they were abused. They were sexually abused at school, and they interviewed.
Anyway, we've gone down 4 different parts.
It's happening here.
Okay, let's get back to the story. You've gone down lots of tangents.
Yeah. But this will later will remind you to check into this stuff, because if you watch this interview, then you will rewind it, and then you want to check into this kind of things. Just type in Hampstead Heath scandal, and it will come up anyway. So just a lot of things that get unnoticed. But if people are actually paying attention, those things are like omen that something's cooking, something's going to happen. That actually what's happening, some people knew already what's going to happen, and they're predicting. So to go back on my family issues, I totally understand. Madonna wants always to protect everyone, and she wants to give me the liberty to live my own life, to make my own mistakes, to learn from my mistakes. Imagine me being famous and having a lot of money before actually I've learned the wisdom I have today. I cannot imagine this. I cannot imagine, because I'll just be buying and spending my money in vain things, like whatever. Most guys would love motorcycles, cars, that sort of thing. Yeah.
I have got a question though. What
But,
does your kids from your first marriage say when you tell them this? Do they believe you? Do they understand?
I actually haven't spoken to my kids since I left from Hollywood, which means they were like 6, 7 year old, like little toddlers. Since I've left, I haven't spoken to them. I tried getting in touch with them via Facebook, but they don't want to have nothing to do with me. Like, they don't want to speak to me because
And
their mom.
does your ex-wife know this story about Madonna?
No, we don't talk. We don't speak, and she thinks, well, obviously, she thinks I'm not good, and everything she told my kids, obviously, they're not speaking to me, which is fine, I was fine. I'm fine getting to learn, there's like certain wisdom. As I mentioned, I have opportunity, I had a choice to go back to them and show up and say, look, kids, I'm, back, I'm your father, or whatever. But that would have eliminated my chances. I wouldn't be here having this interview with you if I was in the States with my kids. And my kids, my ex, obviously, she's taught them things. I don't know exactly, but my kids, I see my kids are into witchcraft. I see things on Facebook. I see they sell things on the internet. They're making business. They got business. They sell T-shirts, witchcraft. They sell like candles, all sorts of.
Witchcraft, the game, yeah.
Yeah. No, witchcraft. I'm talking about like occult stuff, like
Okay.
things connected, items, paintings,
like Ouija boards and stuff like that.
Yeah. All kinds of things. Everything that people find cool, that's cool at the moment, which is witchcraft basically. But so Madonna, she's basically protected everyone by creating this story, for the public, for the media, so that people are actually satisfied, because people's appetites, their curiosity is always satisfied. They they don't ask questions. They think they know. Okay, so that's the game. They think they know, and our game, my game is how to come up. So our game is how to come up, bro. Right? So here I am. I believe that you're more talented than Joe Rogan. No, seriously, no. I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass. Okay, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. But I think people, because obviously Joe Rogan, other people who take an ayahuasca. You know ayahuasca, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they still do. They're still doing ayahuasca. You know what that is, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, DMT. I know. I get it. I watch it.
Yeah. So if you do that, you're gone, bro. You're accepting the elves, which is like the devil, as your higher power, basically. And you just follow the rules, basically. The rules that yeah. So you understand what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think I'm like, my battery is like running out, so I'm getting the charger and to plug it.
So shall we end it now, or?
But I can end it and tell you maybe like one more thing before we end it. And if you want to continue, I'm on.
Let me just go to the toilet 1 second, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so the whole point is that we come up, find our own way how to come up. Like, just imagine for a second, just imagine that Madonna helped me to come up. What's gonna happen? It's gonna be embarrassing. It's gonna be like everybody's gonna be laughing at me, like Madonna's boy, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that's not good. So she allowed me to actually figure out things on my own to how to come up. But all I have to do, obviously, is have someone like you or you. I don't think there's anyone like you. I mean, again, like, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. But if I am who I am, and this is proven one day, because it's not legally proven, obviously. When we prove it legally, right, then imagine me saying that, me validate this, my opinion, me giving my opinion is going to be worth a lot more than it's worth now. You understand? Yeah. Because my knowledge is vast. It's not only London, great. It's other places, you know, that people never heard about, or they might know a lot of things about other places, but they might not know London, because London is also important, you know, it's the place. Yeah. So I'm saying I know a little bit, I know everything. So I'm saying when this happens, right, I say this is the man. Or guess what? Guess who people are going to believe? Because I'm going to tell them straight, Howard Stern sucks. Howard Stern, you know Howard Stern? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Joe Rogan, you know London Real. You know London Real? Have you heard about that?
Absolutely.
Okay, they all gone to the elves, man. They're all space moonwalkers. Anyway, but so there's not even like a one person. You name one person who's your competition. You name.
Oh, like, you know, Russell Brand, Joe Rogan.
Russell Brand. Russell Brand. Okay. You gotta be, you know, I'm not gonna say that word, okay? I mean, come on. I cannot even listen to Russell Brand for 1 minute, bro. There are people who like crazy about his talk. I cannot listen. I don't know what to make out of it. I don't know what to say, how to speak to him. You know what I mean? but anyway, I don't know if I explained that. But yeah. Imagine. So my idea, I'm not gonna say my idea is like 100% like yours, but my idea is like 100% like yours, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my idea is like exactly, you know, what this should be like, you know. And people just don't like always worry about who's going to be on the show and this and that, and people are going to like the show. People find out about me, my story, they're going to line up, bro. They're going to line up, yeah? You don't believe that?
No, they will. If it
they
gets
will
out
line
there
up.
to the right
they're gonna
person,
wanna ask me. You know what they're gonna ask me? You know what they're gonna ask me?
no.
How did you make your first million? How did you make your first million? Well, I'm ready. I'm ready for you. I'm ready. I'm just saying, you know, prepare. I had time to prepare. Well, I got nothing to hide. You know what I mean? It's like some people, they got something to hide. I'm not like one of them. I'll tell you when I jack off. I'll tell you about everything before. If I die, you know, then yeah. But if I don't, then you know, get ready. You know, better be prepared, man. Better be prepared. And I'm saying not only London, but other places. Because when I go there, better be prepared for us. Because when we go there, I'm saying you, because I'm taking you with me. When we go to Hollywood, better be prepared, man. They're not going to be ready. I tell you, I wanted to take someone with me, but I don't know who. because not everybody is good, for like those kind of things. You know what I mean? Not everybody can stand up and be a stand-up guy. You know what I mean? There's people that I've met some very funny people and very talented and hilarious or whatever. But when it comes to like being cool and flexible and stand up, there's not many people like that. And honestly, well, I was hoping for this kind of show with you. Yeah, I was hoping, but I didn't expect to be so good. I didn't expect to be so good, honestly. Yeah. If that explains everything, I don't want to go over the top. I'm just being honest. I think this is a word which should explain everything. Good. Because everything else is like over the top. This is good. This is good stuff, man. I was gonna say good, but I don't use the word shit.
So one of the reasons why I wanted to do podcasts is because humans don't speak anymore. They don't speak, they don't communicate. No one knows how they feel. Everyone wants to be heard. Everyone has feelings. Everything's edited. Everything's fake.
No, I'll tell you why is that. Because they don't have foundation. People don't have. So one day you wake up and the words seem to you like this. Another day you wake up, the word is already like seem like that and something different. And one day you listen to one person, another day you listen to another person, so you don't know who's telling the truth, and which part you can use to imply to your lifestyle. You know what I mean? You try to take everything good, but you actually don't have one person to follow as example. You know why? Because they're all gone astray, like the churches. You only have one church. If you try to follow all the churches, you go crazy because they'll all gone astray, right? That's why people don't join the church. They go astray. They go a little bit good here, but then they see the evil. They're not stupid. You know what I mean? You got to be complete idiot to believe that the Pope is good, right? Yeah, come on. Are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah.
I understand.
So, yeah,
I
so
understand what you're saying.
all you have to do is look at the pictures. You don't need to see more, really, because the picture tells everything. But sometimes people are confused. It creates that. Do you know that if you take ayahuasca, then you invite the spirit of evil officially to reside in you? You know that? Well,
I understand what you mean by that.
Well, literally, in a sense, the spirit takes over your body temporarily. But what people don't understand is it doesn't go away. Yeah. So the demon basically give you all that power, that knowledge, and the promise that it's going to be all good and it's going to sustain you. That's what I just told you from the beginning when we started. But in the long term, it's going to lead them to nowhere, bro. You know why? Because they don't have a solid foundation. And you need to have one person as a solid example, like Madonna. Madonna she's like a solid example. She's like, every day she's the same. She doesn't change, right? Like you see some celebrity, Kanye West, and this and that. One day he's like a Christian, another day he's like a black metal. Like another day he's like a shapeshift. Like everybody's like a shape. So you need to be like her, like stable. Like Madonna, she's like a foundation, but she's a woman. Okay, so. Woman can do only so much, which is good. People need a man. Like, I'm talking about like man. You know what I mean? Like man's man. Like, you understand what I mean? Like the one who's married to Madonna kind of thing, yeah? So if Madonna is married to someone, they would consider that man equal, right, to her.
Yes.
But if she's adopted me, basically, you know, she's given me fame and money, and you know, she's basically adopting me. That's the wrong way. See what I mean?
I can understand what you mean. Yeah.
So once we come up, and once we go boxing, and me start winning for real, not like what's his name, the guy who's dying from AIDS. He's always saying like winning.
Freddie Mercury, George Michael, I don't know.
No. The one who was in Two Men and what's the
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen, yeah. He's like a great character. He's like funny and entertaining, right? But he's wrong. He's like got wrong foundation. Obviously, he doesn't know when to stop, right? Know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
So I feel sorry. I feel for him, because I had a cousin like that. My cousin died from cancer. I'm talking about not Madonna's cousin, my cousin from my side of the family. So he was like him. He's like a great guy, great looks, but I know a lot like him, womanizer and you know stuff like that. So anyway, so they need healthy relationship and healthy guy. So if I somehow miss this, and the death pass me and I don't die, and we come up and I get married, you know, the right way, you know, come up the right way, yeah, you follow me, then that's it, bro. That's it. We've done it. So that's our whole perspective. So I got the $3,000. Remember, waiting.
I understand everything.
Ready,
shall we end it there, or anything else you want to say?
I'm ready to put my money where my mouth is. How's that? Is that good enough? I mean, come on. If I had like a 300 grand, yeah, and I put $3,000, everybody's gonna laugh at me. I mean, but I only got $3,000. Imagine this is your last money, and you're ready to put your money where your mouth is, and I'm in it. So if you come up with the rest of the money, we go to the solicitor, or you come up with any other plan, and you want to hook up together, we wear masks or protective goggles or something, so we don't get infected.
Yeah, I don't have anybody to myself. I'm doing this
I'm just saying
to build my career. So yeah, if someone else out there's listening,
but I'm just saying, listen, if you have some responses from your show that you're doing, right? If any of the listeners or the viewers, they say we want to see you guys together, we want to see you going to the next level together. I'm just saying this is the next level that we meet. We actually do something, you know. I put my money. We come up. We come up with the rest of the money. We go, you know, do something. Like we go to court. We pay the solicitor or find someone. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Just move on. Go to the next level. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about dying no more. But that's it. If you want to continue it, like if you continue this later, and I'll give you more insight of the story, more details, or if anyone got questions, or if you got any questions, I'm ready. I'm 24/7 available.
Do you want to plug anything at the moment? Any social medias, any websites or anything?
What do you mean?
Anything you want to like plug, like any social media accounts, websites, anything you want to
social media?
Like, do you want to give them your Twitter handle, your Instagram, or whatever website?
Yeah. Rocky Schwartzman, that's the name. Rocky as Rocky Marciano, and Schwartzman like Schwarzenegger. So that's Rocky Schwartzman. That's my Facebook media. So that's my Facebook profile. Rocky Schwartzman.
Okay. Anything else before I press stop?
Huh?
Anything else you want to say before I press stop?
No, I'm just waiting. You know. Here, if you come up with anything, let me know. Just any idea or any questions, anything at all. Like I'm ready to pass a lie detector if if I need anything. No, but no, seriously, if there's like someone who's like professional and they want to ask with anything, let me know. Just any idea or any questions, anything at all. Like I'm ready to pass a lie detector if I need anything. No, but no, seriously, if there's like someone who's like professional and they want to ask anything like professionally, I'm there because I'm, I got all other details and stuff that I'm not able to give to you because obviously you're not asking me the right questions. Have you heard of Lacerta files? I'll tell you one more thing and last thing.
No, what is it?
Okay, that's like a reptilian woman, which is interviewed by a journalist and stuff like that. I'm saying it's not only the things with Madonna that has been happening, because a lot of other things as well have happened to me, and I want to tell you about that maybe later, because I've been with a reptilian woman as well. Sounds crazy, but yeah. So yeah, I mean.
Okay. Let's stop it for now, okay, and we'll have a quick chat afterwards.
Okay.
We'll wrap this up.
You feel comfortable. Okay, thanks, man. It was good talking to you.